Very classy, David Lloyd. D-Leezy, it's Cari Champion here in Los Angeles, and you there in the mothership. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? For a while.
I miss you. I'm glad I'm back with you. A little under the weather, but I'm back.
Way to fight through, Cari. Good job out of you.
Fight is the optic, huh?
Yeah, well, there were a little fighting going on.
The active dislike between the Rockets and the Clippers did not end when the game was over. We're joined now by our senior NBA insider, Adrian Wojnarowski. So, Woj, you were at the game. It is reported, as we just heard there from Doc, that several players from the Rockets ended up somehow in the Clippers locker room. Explain to me what happened.
Yeah, there's a...
We hear of the secret tunnel, and we have these images of Chris Paul with
burrowing
yeah,
through.
It's really interesting. So tell me, what do you think the league will do now?
Well...
So how does Will Ferrell always insert himself in sports, David? Can you help me out with that?
I think he's a huge sports fan, and he just wants to be there. I give credit to Roger Federer, who just sort of took it in stride as he does everything and volleyed a few of those back. At one point he was asked, are you a witch or a vampire?
Wait, what does that mean?
I don't know. It's from Will Ferrell. Who knows? John McIntosh was there as he introduced him, so that was...
But it's McEnroe, and which... Does that mean that he never ages? Is that what that means? He never ages?
I don't know. Is he magical? Does he have magical... We don't know what's going on inside the brain of Will Ferrell. We can only just enjoy it from afar.
Keyshawn Johnson, our NFL analyst, joining us now. So they don't care that they're underdogs. So from my understanding, Case Keenum, Nick Foles, teammates with the Rams in 2015, and now they face each other in the NFC Championship game. They were teammates. Under what coach was that?
Jeff Fisher. But Jeff had all four quarterbacks, if you think about it.
Talk about it, because he did. What is going on?
He had Bradford. He had both those guys, and he had Jared Goff.
Do you say they win the game?
No, I'm picking Minnesota if that's what you're asking me.
Yeah.
If you're asking me that, then I'm going Minnesota. Yeah, I think Minnesota will win the football game. Home field advantage.
But the AFC Championship game, do we give Jeff Fisher any credit?
Man, he had four quarterbacks. Think about it. Sam Bradford, these two dudes. And I'm just saying,
Just saying. All right. Thank you for joining us. You'll be back a little later. Job at hand, is it not?
Did you see the player? He almost like turned away in horror at seeing
yeah, because he was like,
the toupee down on the ground like that.
My bad.
There's some things you can't unsee. So anyway, that was comical. That was fun.
Yeah.
Just a little interlude there. Let's get right back to the hard sports.
So last month, Randy Moss headed back to the Minnesota Vikings to sit down with their breakout receiver, Adam Thielen, to learn a little bit more about the journey to the league. In part two of their conversation, Adam discusses his motivation, his biggest strength, and the impact that Randy Moss and Chris Carter had on him as a Vikings fan growing up in Minnesota. The two receivers also found out they had something else in common besides setting records for the Vikings. Were okay, and so the Checkers went on to win, by the way. I knew you were concerned.
Yes.
The Checkers won.
Was that a 4-3 final?
That was
4-3 final? Okay.
You watched?
Here's my question. You know when they say, if a tree falls in the forest, doesn't make a sound. If no one's watching, is that an official game? I mean, don't you have to have somebody there to?
I asked my producer, Jessica Turpin, the same. I said, someone should be there. And she said no. In fact, it goes down and they won. The Checkers won 4-3, the final.
What mean one thing that...
I didn't know you had an Instagram, but you have a gram. That's good.
I don't have my Instagram gassed up right now. But
so here's my thing. That is so cool. He's like, no, I'm good now. I'm cool. She denied me back then. I'm an all-star. I don't need her.
His star's rising, right?
I don't believe. No, I don't believe that's
chance.
true. If she called him up today, I think he might.
I think you're
right.
I don't know. I think you're right. Joel Embiid, not the only story in Philly, right? You have something on? Summarize.
He said that.
Paraphrase what he had.
Basically, he said that the Jags are going to do it. He said he hopes he sacks Tom Brady, several times, so on and so forth.
Probably an unpopular opinion in Boston, but his blood is thicker than anything, right? You got to root for your cousin.
He's very bold for doing that in Boston. Thank you for pointing that out, David. That's why you were great at what you do as well. Do you have anything else to add, speaking of the Patriots?
I do have some other Patriots tidbits to get to. I got a developing story.
Seventh player in NBA history to reach 30,000 points. LeBron James said, I ain't supposed to be there. Well, Saturday on ABC against the Thunder, James only needs 25 points to become the youngest to ever reach the milestone. On the eve of potentially making more history, we've decided to give you a look back at some of LeBron James's best moments.
So close. Binder won a Super Bowl with the Redskins a few years later, though, Cari, so that's the good news for him.